for Autism. You can join us and be part of a mission that takes on the challenges, the barriers, the statistics, the seemingly impossible, and help us overcome them all. HopeNetwork.org/autism.
You go back that way. You go back that way. Top tier. I'm always on my feet. I'm always carrying the Mini 14, and I'm constantly roaming, constantly. I can't sit down as long as I have inmates on the tier. There is no sitting down, because just when you think, oh, it's cool, nothing's gonna happen, something will happen, just because I got comfortable. So, well, I give them a warning, tell them all to get down, and if they continue to do what they're doing, then unfortunately, I have to do what I have to do. I'm going to try to talk to them, try to get them to stop doing what they're doing. I'm going to hit my alarm. And then if I have to fire my weapon, I will. I don't want to see anyone get hurt.
Great.
It's a great place. It's a place where everything that's fucked up gets deposited, and that's why I'm here, you know, and that's why that's, in my judgment, that's why we're here. It's not the place that you see in the movies, you know, where there's like homosexual rape and there's the wars and the gangs and the stabbing, and that's just not, that's the enticing reality that entertains people out in society. They love that. I don't know why, but they love it. They eat it up. And that's just not what this place is about. This place is about isolation. It's about closure of both the mind and the heart and the spirit. The feeling of hopelessness that kind of pervades the whole place, not just from us, but from the cops, from other staff. This sense of dreariness that, you know, that's like weight, you know, and it's like cold that sucks out the heat. Sometimes I feel that. And the worst thing about this place is just that it is what it is. It's doing its job, which is to keep us contained. That's it. It serves no other purpose but containment. And so that's pretty, right there, that's pretty bad.
All the whites, this is where they hang out right here.
Inmates from Hawaii, Pacific Islanders, Filipinos, Tonga, they all hang out on this table right here. Southern Mexicans, Mexican mafia, hang out on these two tables right there. They're the worst. They're the worst. They're locked up because they stabbed somebody, so they're on lockdown status.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm always reminded of who I was when I came in here. I was a 25-year-old kid, cocky, thought I had it all figured out. How it changed me is it exposed me to shit that I just didn't know was real. On the street, I got to carry a gun. I got to be the tough guy. But when I came in here, there are no more guns, and everybody's tough because everybody's fighting to stay alive. I used to think, because I knew a little bit of martial arts, I thought I knew how to fight. Well, in here, it just, they throw you in a cage, and you got to go fight a man that lives next door to you because he's black. And you better be vicious because he's coming out there to get your ass, so you better be vicious. So I learned to be vicious. I've been in here for 18 years, and the shit hasn't changed. It's a little better secure. They have better reaction times to stuff, but we're still killing each other here. We're still hating each other for the way we look, what color our skin is, where we're from. That ain't what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna see you do that this weekend. Oh, you got, oh yeah. He got to get the ball this weekend. He gets the ball all the time.
I just want to be featured next to the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right, I'm a cowboy too. Cowboys, that's right.
Shit.
Longhorns, all that. Texas.
Michael Jordan or somebody.
We have a weapons board here that kind of displays how inmates, what lengths they go to make a weapon, whether it's to protect themselves or to assault somebody. This piece here was part of a cookie sheet pan. You see how they've cut it into big chunks, and they'll strip this chunk down into this one, and then they'll sharpen some weapons. So we have some toothbrushes that were just razor blades melted into the ends of them. We have a lighter. A plastic lighter, like a Bic type lighter with a razor blade melted into the end of it. We have some toothbrushes or just plastic hair brushes that can be sharpened down, can't be detected by a metal detector. A couple darts here, anything like a small nail or a screw that they can sharpen down and be blown through a paper rolled into a tube, anything like that. So that's just kind of a variety of things that we have that we try to deal with. And you can get a big, thick legal book like this, and you'll find a hole and haul it out. Might have a weapon in it, or a cell phone, or drugs, whatever they're trying to hide. Yeah, he got stabbed. They ended up bending the weapon. These are the two weapons that were used on him. They hit him so hard they ended up bending it. That's him again. That's his back.
Yes, Marty, we doing that. I get my friends right here. Say hi to my friends. Yes, 1, 2. Speak into that. Speak into that. You get a little bit. Testing.
How about that? Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here to represent the white majority in this country, and I feel it's morally reprehensible for.
I wish we could have. There's 1,000 guys on the yard. I wish we'd have 1,000 guys in here. 1,000 guys. Would be amazing, because most guys in here do not know. They didn't have a good education. I didn't have a good education. They didn't have a lot of people around them telling them that they were valuable, telling them that this part of themselves was valuable. Maybe they were valuable because they could kill, or they were valuable because they were, slippery or whatever. The things that they were taught were valuable about themselves, that they came to believe were true. And they come in here and find that there's this whole other world inside of them. And all of a sudden, who they are and what they are completely changes. It changes their philosophy about what's important anymore.
Morning, Jack. I don't know yet. I'm still in the process.
Harry?
And there it is.
I know that I've been right here before you, with my soul naked and exposed like a newborn baby, sniveling and crying for that nipple of understanding, because these cells have done something to me. These chains have done something to me. And this decade that I spent in slavery has done something to me. Something to the point where I forget my name or from where I came, but I always remember that number that they branded into my brain no matter how hard I try to forget it. And today, if you touch it, that shit still hurts.
You know, I can say things and be angry and with hate in my heart towards her. But people are like, well, that's your mom. But she was never a mother to me. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't really want to dwell on it, man, but you know what I mean? Don't think, you know what I'm saying? I just want to let you know, man, don't think when you look at me, man, don't think I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't see things from other people's perspective. This is a poem I wrote her. I wrote her a few years ago, and I told her to fuck off and don't ever write me again. And when she was done reading this letter, crumple it up and shove it up her ass, too. It's called Careless. I can't help feeling as though I've been betrayed by all of the fucked up decisions you've made. I'm hurting and broken, and you don't even see how much your abuse has affected me. I'm scarred inside. My mentality's twisted from the hurtful words that you've said. After all the humiliation I've suffered at your hands, I can't help but wish I was dead. Harsh words whispered by careless mothers, cut 1,000 times deeper than something shouted by others. And just knowing you never loved me wouldn't be so bad, but I've seen you give to others the love I never had.
Basically all done with there's smoke on the yard.
I am a cold body under cold suede. I am the heat in my nostrils, the mist of my breath, the air, the cold clouds, the threat of rain, the rain, and what is rained on. I am the green of the stem, the flower reaching, the source that makes it reach, the sun it reaches for, the bee that drinks the nectar clinging to my own legs. I am a dark, lonely sound in the house of myself, the intruder I'm afraid of meeting. I am the child afraid of the terrifying shadow beneath the bed. I am the shadow, dispelled by the light. I am the light. I am the parent, a child in my own arms. I am not sleek and lithe, buff or rugged, no lumberjack hands or a swimmer's body. I don't have money or stuff or shiny objects, tattoos, war wounds, an edible complex, or a wish to fly. I don't smell like a summer breeze or baby's breath or Old Spice or your father. My nails aren't trim. I don't wear anything I bought with my own money, jewels or gold, holes in my ears or lips or eyebrows. Anything without a stain, a hole, or fray, or crooked fit. I don't sound like Hulk Hogan, or Ja Rule, or Truman Capote, or smooth as silk, or harsh as sand. What I am, you cannot see.
Never say die, brother. That we can change this place if there's enough guys who will stand up and be authentic, that we can change this. So I started doing that. I started going to these men's groups. I started involving myself in arts and corrections with Marty and Spoon and, you know, people who was daring to be different. Because in prison, that's the one thing you don't want to be. You don't want to be different. You don't want to stand out. You want to fit in and blend in. But they were getting lost in their art. And I was mesmerized by it, and I wanted to do that too. You know, here I've been scratching words on paper and flushing it down the toilet because I didn't want no one to know how I really felt. But these guys, they were bold. I mean, here it is. Look at it. This is who I am. This is what I feel. This is what I think. And it was the same shit I was feeling, same shit I was thinking. So I got brave too, and I started writing. And then as soon as it got to where there was more and more, it grew real slow. But I started watching other people. I was like, man, I can contribute now. I don't have to stab nobody. I don't have to attack nobody. I don't have to defend nothing. I don't have to take nothing personal. When I came to prison, I got a kite and a knife. When these guys come to prison, I'm the old guy that used to pass the kite and the knife. And I ain't passing the kite or a knife now. Now I'm handing them a pen. I'm handing them a piece of paper, a flute, a guitar, or something. So that, my future might be that. I might be the old man that's 90 years old and finally dies with a smile on his face in prison. I don't know. I don't know what my future is, but I got right now. That's pretty much all I need right now. As long as there's people in here who's willing to change, I want to be part of that. I want to contribute.
You're not scared, are you?
Who, me?
Yeah. You're not frightened.
No, tengo miedo.
Yeah?
I'm scared.
Oh.
Please.
Hurry up, scared.
I'm hurrying. Huh? I'm supposed to have something in the mental archive.
You better, because you ain't got that much time.
Dude, I don't need that much time.
Get that.
The poem is in the action.
No, I'm gonna just try to come with something cool that I know is cool off the top, you know. Something that's user-friendly like Microsoft. They call me the ghetto Bill Gates, because I'm user-friendly like Microsoft. Hello, everybody. My name is Decon. Yeah. Yes. Manifested in the flesh to dwell amongst mortal men. It's me. Can I have something about a girl? Is that cool?
We're trying to stay positive.
No, it was a positive girl.
Trying to get out on the streets and give some good.
When I started in this room, I told guys that we're going to treat this room like the visiting room. And the thing is, in the visiting room is off limits to any violence. The visiting room is a place of respect, you know, to where we respect everybody up there, you know, and so we embrace that same structure within inside of Arts and Corrections.
And once we did that, all the races are able to come in here without an incident. You have Crips and Bloods who were, you know, some of the biggest rivalries, you know, on the street as well as in prison, who are able to come in and sit down as men and to be able to work through our music or whatever avenues that we have going on at the time.
Check this. How many of you know what Malika A. Wusi mean? If you not know, fool, that mean beautiful black queen. Now, I think that was something that you never seen. Then nobody got shifting black be royalty. In the beginning, the first woman was Ethiopian. Her gave birth to the ancient Egyptians. So if you're African, Jamaican, or American, everything that's black comes from that same original woman. Come now, come let me love ya. Black girl, come let me love ya. Check me out. Oh, come let me love ya. Black girl, come let me love ya. Check this. Now, I can be like right, damn near white. Caramel cocoa coffee, or darkest night with a long and silky, or short and nappy. No other woman can compete with her perfect black body. Bedroom eyes, sensuous lips, smooth pretty thighs, curvaceous hips, round from breast, small waist, flat stomach, and there ain't nothing in this world like a black woman's butt. Most importantly, your personality, but when her spirit gets fiery, that just keeps me irie. Ooh, let me love you. Black girl, gonna let me love ya. Check me out. You can feel that one, then? Okay, check this out, dude. I got something else, but I don't know if it's cool or appropriate to say this, so I'm gonna go get off the mic and give someone else a chance. Go ahead. Everybody get a chance.
If the future happens, so be it. You know, I can't worry about the future. You can hurt yourself mentally thinking like that. You know, in this situation, you can hurt yourself mentally. Even though I do it at times, but I catch myself. You know, I don't want to build up this whole dream world in my mind. Yeah, when I get out, man, I'm gonna do this. When I get out, I'm gonna do that. You know, but I got 44 to life. It's a dude right upstairs from here that's been in here 32 years with a 7 to life sentence. I got 44 to life. He got 7 to life. There's no way possible for me to even, to stay in the realm of reality, thinking that I'm gonna get out of here with that type of sentence.
Life without any, I took a deal, so there's no appeal process, so I don't even think about that stuff. And I'm completely content with my circumstances because there's, without a doubt, it's up to me to figure out when I'm back into integrity with life or the universe, and I don't feel that I'm there yet. So, and I've been down, well, since '89, that's 17, 18 years, going on 18 years. And it still doesn't feel like, you know, I'm cool with it being for my life because I had no business making that decision for somebody else, whether they live or die. So this is,
Wounds that cut deep, deep into the soul, leaving gaping, festering wounds that ooze out sunshine and hope like a flood of blood. Broken dreams bleed freely. I refuse to dance around the meaning of my mission. I'm going to use the word loss, and I'm not going to present it in any other form other than its own. So you endure the loss. Write about loss, they said. Whose loss? Your loss? My loss? The loss of men fighting to cling to something more than insane screams? Reaching and reaching, daring to dream even in a place where sadistic souls rip the wings off angels and then laugh at their demise. So tell me, poet, whose loss should I write about today? Shall I write about the loss my victim's mother felt the day she found out she lost her son? Shall I write about the loss my mother felt the day she heard her son had killed? Shall I write about the loss my son feels over growing up without a dad? Or shall I write about the loss I felt as the cuffs bit into my tattooed skin? Shall I write about the loss of sleep for years because of the loss? Maybe I'd give a better read if I wrote about the years I thought my sanity would surely be my next loss, and maybe my last loss. I know loss, and when I write about loss, I call it loss.
Those brothers burning down their own neighborhoods because they're pissed off about what happens wrong. You know, we got to start thinking as a community, man. I'm serious.
I mean, you know, you can't.
We're a community. You can't exclude me from that community because I'm a white guy. I'm going in there. If he's there and he's my
Rick, you're
friend,
a groovy white
I'm
dude.
just saying, I'm going over to visit my
What
friend.
about the
Get
ones
over.
that are not groovy white dudes?
Get over yourself,
They're cool
man.
too.
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah, like Jack.
They're cool too. Yeah, like
Pretty
Jack.
much, pretty much. Because
Jack
I'm
the-
not so.
Jack-
I'm not gonna say. I'm not on that level. Because.
But you like black people, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. But I just don't want it to be known. You know what I mean? I do admit.
I thought you were serious.
No, he was
Hey,
real.
hold on,
That's
there's
real.
the truth.
That's true.
There's
That's
the
truth.
prison
That was
truth.
the
I
prison
get that.
truth.
Rick,
Rick, Rick, will you second that was a prison truth right there? That was a prison truth.
Not everybody's ready to say, hey, I don't care what you think about me. If I like you, I like you. I don't care what goes on.
And I know you in front of everybody.
Yeah. What are
Everybody
they
can
going
have
to
their
kill me?
strength.
I don't care. This man still cares. What about him? Where's he fit?
Look, there's less than 20 people in here, and there's a couple hundred out there on the yard who don't have a chance to get in here and feel this. Maybe I need to find it for myself, but I'm obviously wanting you to give me an answer. I'm wanting someone to give me the answer. And I mean, I don't see that happening, but I would like to know how to go out there. Plain and simple, just tell me what I do when I get out on the yard. And like you said, the groovy white dude, that one white dude who is okay with shaking hands, there's a yard full of them that are not. Now, how do I get to that dude who is not okay with shaking hands? You're a Christian. You're like exempt from any politics. There's no repercussions for you, Richie. So,
I don't buy that necessarily, but
I go up to those same white
But
dudes.
do you get
who I
that's
see
what
you
he
with.
feels?
Ain't it easier for blacks?
No.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna get to that.
conversation.
I'm gonna get to that. Cause see, blacks can do things in prison no other race can. When they come to a Mexican can't come, a Southerner can't come to this yard gay.
he can't even come in his room.
He's
right now.
gone. There's certain things when he come to the
That's
yard.
sad.
There's certain things that they can't do. There's certain things that white races can't do amongst their brothers. Blacks are some of the is one of the only groups in prison that can basically be whether he can be gay, he could be non-affiliated, he could be a Christian, and he'll get that pass like Richie got if he's black and Christian. Bang, dudes who bang ain't gonna mess with him. So blacks are unique in that in prison because they can do what the fuck they wanna do.
Exactly.
Okay, but
But
if I was white and I wanted to fuck with blacks exclusively, I would do it and accept the consequences. No, listen, no, and accept the consequences. And accept the consequences because I got heart. I come from the streets. I got that heart that I came from the streets with. But what I'm saying is, it takes a real man to stand on his own 2 feet and think for himself and not care what the majority. You might get stabbed if you want to just stand on your own and do what you want to do. But a real man is going to stand on his own and think for himself and not care what nobody else does.
I can't. A minute ago, I couldn't relate to the hip hop because I wasn't hip hop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, how can you relate to me when, I mean, because I get that it's easy to say, I would definitely stand on my own 2 feet and I would stab a motherfucker or get stabbed.
You had to do that.
Wait. You trying to?
Some people will. So, to have you say that, I would call bullshit.
Because you ain't
Just
walking
because
his
I don't
shoes. That's
feel
what he's
you
saying. He's
know
white.
the
You
extent
have-
of it. I mean, Right.
That's one of the reasons. You can't.
White politics are different.
That dude was on the streets.
Wait, actually, wait. Yeah, wait a minute.
You're missing, but you're still.
He cannot tell how it is to be black. Everybody, if you want to get, you want to get technical, there's an unwritten rule of rules, regulations, and bylaws of prison and street people. No snitching. Don't never be a homosexual. Don't never run out on nobody you ever pledge your allegiance to. Don't never be a punk. That's all the way across the board. All of us as convicts, all of us play by. Listen, at one time. Now you in this new shit. When we up was in the 80s and shit, we all, the same stuff the Mexicans, the white boys do, if you was black and did certain shit, they hit you. And then they just started this soft shit. You know what I mean? We came up in this shit. I was raised in New Folsom in '88. I'm not trying to whoop it out. I'm just saying. So the pressure you're talking about, you know what I mean? It's motherfuckers that when it was really on stood up and said, "Fool, I'm finna do this." Now, if you want to, like he says, one answer. If you want to stand up, go get your heat and be like, "Fool, fuck that. I'm finna do this." You might go to a couple prisons and you might stab a little bit, and then you might end up going to the hole a couple times. But after a little while, motherfucker gonna back up off you and be like, "Hold up, that's Jack. He's not going for that. Leave him alone unless you want to do the damn thing." So if you don't feel like, just say, don't say you don't feel like doing the damn thing.
It don't take a lot of heart to do something violent.
You're in a violent situation. This is a violent environment. No, that ain't bullshit. See, y'all want to say some bullshit, homie. I'm not trying to be violent. It's not about violence. Homie, I'm not talking about violence. Let me finish saying let me make my point, man. My point is this, right? Prison is an unnatural situation as it is. And this little microcosm, what's respected by everybody, the officers and everybody, is an extreme act of violence. Period.
I'm gonna take some flash. I do that on purpose. Finish.
It is bullshit. That's not bullshit. I did it on purpose. Everybody ain't participating.
with dying in prison, because I'm learning how to be okay living in prison. This really is my home. You know, the cell isn't my home. That's not my home. This isn't my job. There's nothing in here. These aren't my clothes. Nothing is mine in here. I'm here, so this is home.
I'm cool with living in the moment and being here because I have to, but I'd still prefer to be physically free. And this place would never be my home. I would never, it's just like slavery would never have been my home if I had to be a slave. That's what I equate it to. I would never be my home. I can't think of it in that term. If I think of it in them terms, then that means that I accept the whole of what society has heaped up on me. Because like I said, I don't have no problem with paying for what I did do. I don't have no problem with that. But don't heap anything on me just because of certain things. You don't have this thing because of the color of my skin, because this is a racist country, still is. You know, everybody ain't racist, but it is a racist country. The institutions are racist and everything. The judicial system is racist. But that doesn't stop you, because I'm a black man, from doing what I gotta do.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say something's better than not something, but Marty, your perspective is one that Paul talks about in the scriptures about, I have learned to be content regardless of my circumstances. And I'm only going there because it just reminded me of what you just talked about, that flash in front of me, you know. And I don't know how I get to go home every night. So it's easy for me to say something like that. I don't have to survive in here day in and day out for the rest of my life. And I just have learned myself in my own life that what title I carry does not make me, it doesn't make me feel any better or not feel any better. This is just a personal journey that I've taken. It's not who I am. Doing what you just said is really what it's all about. And that is learning that these are my circumstances and this is my life. So
It doesn't work for everybody. That's
it doesn't. I'm not suggesting it did.
That's
I'm
where
just sharing with you.
Right, absolutely, and I love to hear it. But it's like, and so that's why I don't usually talk about that with everybody, because some guys need to have that hope that they'll get out of here. Of course, you know, and know it's not natural for me to feel what I feel. I know that that's not natural. It's not natural to say, "Oh, my hand's caught in a trap." Cool. Well, you know, I'm good here. Right. You know, this is a trap, and this is an ugly place to be.
Yeah, but
nobody would not want to be here. There's guys in here that seem to love this lifestyle.
Yeah, there are people that like being, but the hope you speak of is we all gonna end up in the same spot anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Because everybody gonna end up dead. Ain't nobody gonna get out of it alive, like the old saying goes. So, you know. But still, I want to get out there.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't want to be out there. No.
I'd love to climb a tree again.
I want to eat some pork.
All right. Go ahead and pull it over. No, you can close it on your way through. You gonna do the same thing? You gonna do the He went through. You can take it around since you have the container.
Y'all starving?
Prison has taught me that there's routines, and if you follow the routine, you can make it through the day. I'm going to keep following the routine that I'm designing right now, because I'm going to keep making it through the day. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep being a better person every day. That's what I'm fighting for, and it's not for any parole dates, because I'm not getting one of them. It's not for any false sense of friendship or anything, because I like me. I'm doing this for me. For once in my life, I'm doing something for me. And I don't care who likes it, who don't like it. I like it. I like the way I'm starting to walk. I like my spirituality all of a sudden. I like, knowing that things are sacred. That's what I like. So I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna keep waking up, and I'm gonna keep getting up. Sometimes I might have to sit down and cry a little bit or whatever, but I don't care. I'll cry. I'm not giving up. I'm not going back.
The stuff that happens in here, the violence, the fear, the racism, all that stuff is not funny. It's a reality of what's true out there that people don't want to face about themselves. People don't want to believe that they're racist. People don't want to believe that they're murderers. People don't want to believe that they're addicts and dope fiends, and they really are. We're human beings. That's what we are. That really is pretty much what we are. And so, if what's darkest about us can find ways of transforming that alchemy of turning lead into gold or garbage into treasure, if that can happen in here, then there's hope for out there. And people out there need to see that's what the hope is. It's not about, I transformed my life, let me out. No, that's not, I'm not even remotely suggesting that. I'm just saying, we are you. We are you. Not just your, people say, oh, well, we're your sons, we're your daughters, we're your fathers, we're your, it's not just that. We are you. And everything that's true about me is true about you. And I cannot be convinced otherwise.
family outing. Driving the last remaining miles to the campsite, we spent the summer weekends of our school vacation. My stepfather's anger filled the car. Among the various nervous disorders acquired during the early years of my childhood was a cold sore below my right nostril, with an itch that resulted in a bare-knuckle backhand whenever my stepfather caught me scratching at it, barking at me to stop playing with it. He made a point of me sitting in visual sight of the rearview mirror and within easy range of his scarred boxer's fist. And then there was the twitch, which drove him crazy. In his presence, my head seemed to spasm involuntarily from side to side. He'd growl a warning, but as hard as I tried to control my nerves, I'd continue to jerk violently. The taste of knuckles was all the same to a 10-year-old boy. Did I cry? In the beginning, I did. But with time, I was this whimpering dog who cringed and flinched with fright all piled into a dusty, beat-up four-door station wagon on our way to the campsite. I used to have an old dark blue wool cap I wore day and night to hide my mop of red curly hair. I even wore it to bed. It must have been the slow drive along the traffic-jammed dirt road leading up to the campsite, combined with the heat and smell of gas fumes. I could tell my stepfather's breaking point was close by the way he choked the steering wheel. A dog develops a keen sense for danger after a while. I hadn't scratched my cold sore. I wasn't twitching. So when I caught the sudden backhand across my mouth, I felt more surprise than pain. Even before my head snapped back from the slap, he snatched my blue cap off my head, cursing incoherently as he tossed it out the window. Later, after reaching the campsite, I walked back down the dirt road in search of my wool hat. A lonely walk, but I did find it. Fucking bastard. I found it all right.
A giant sits at the edge of no universe, hurling suns against time's face like handballs against the walls of 110th Street. I go where the wind hides.
Your call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
I go where the wind hides when it is not blowing. I watch the clouds gobble up the moon. I see my thoughts, my feelings, my love crash like seas on ships.
This recorded call is from an inmate at a California state correctional
I stand atop of swords and spears. I walk up endless staircases and mountains on the tips of giant nails, drinking spirits out of huge goblets. My heart pounds against no chest. I know not what to tell it, crowded in solitudes, too many souls alone to be one body. The moon's a defaced, minted silver dollar. He sleeps alone in his own universe, no longer a star. Today I died. I died yesterday and tomorrow. And at night I fly.